the fabulous Rodario.
Cometh, dear spectators, cometh and see! Let the theatre curiosum, with its star actor, now see and hear, dear spectators, the truth about Nudin the Knowledge Lusty, who disposed of the other magi in a most horrifying way and plunged Girdlegard into disaster. Girdlegard, it will be mine.
Lot Yon?
When you murdered Frala and the others.
To your horror, you realize that you can no longer talk. You feel a lump in your throat.
I see that my first strike really hit you, Groundling. Oh, how they screamed. If only you had been there to help.
Before you know it, you are overcome with hatred for those who destroyed your...
You might try to. And I will take great pleasure in...
You don't want to take part in the Alf's game.
This way! Was that an Alf?
If we're quick, we'll get that long ear yet!
Alarm! Alarm! The orcs are attacking! Come, we must defend the walls.
Better there.
That'll be safe, will it? That'll be safe, will it? What do you want me to do?
What's up?
Ah, why not? On my way.
Yeah!
End it!
Yeah!
Attack!
Yes? Prepare yourself! Huh? Oh, what bad luck for you!
Hey! Oh, is that a good idea?
Huh? Vavrakas!
Yeah! Taste my anger! Yes, with pleasure.
Yes. Oh, is that a good idea?
Vile creature!
Huh? Attack!
Huh? What's up?
Huh? End it!
Yes? Say goodbye forever!
Is it something bad?
Kill! Yes? Vavrakas!
What's up? Prepare yourself!
Yes?
Yes? As good as done! I didn't hit you very hard!
You're going to leave me here to perish!
Don't take it personally! Huh? Ah!
What do you want me to do?
Huh? Attack!
What is it? Prepare yourself! Pow! Another one bites the dust!
Yes?
Disgusting!
At once!
I didn't hit you very hard!
Is it something bad?
Huh?
Kill! Huh?
Yeah! A bit too much for you, was I? What is it?
What do you want me to do? Hey!
Huh?
Yes? All right.
Yes?
Disgusting. What is it?
And again!
Say goodbye forever. Prepare yourself.
Kill!
Don't take it personally.
And again!
What's up?
Very good. We're able to stop them. Simple as.
You wish it weren't so.
Yes?
Yeah, why not?
Yes?
Too easy! I didn't hit you very hard!
It's locked. We have to open it somehow.
Perhaps we can be of service, gentlemen.
Step aside.
Are you thieves?
Certainly not. We are artists. People with extraordinary talents. Say, friends, as you clearly mean to leave Mithridania too, would you have anything against us joining you?
The fabulous Rodario.
Oh, an admirer of my skills? Who would have thought it? I am indeed the one and only and last but not least, the enchanting Namora. Perhaps we should discuss the...
We have a long and dangerous journey ahead of us.
An epic and dangerous journey? That sounds like an adventure, and
I don't know.
The orcs are still surging through the gate.
Let's get out of here. We'll be safe with the...
the firstlings. The splendor of their halls is...
It's open, let's go.
In the evening, after your escape from Mithridania, you recover from your exertions around a campfire. Goim, Namora and Fergus exchange hugs and kisses on the other side of the fire, while Rodario sits next to you.
Ah, a journey with real dwarves.
We're far enough away from Mithridania. Perhaps we should part ways tomorrow morning.
Rodario jumps up and begins to gesticulate ostentatiously.
I think you have underestimated us.
We don't have time to look after a pack of jesters.
Rodario seems offended for a moment, but then a jet of flame shoots out of his sleeve. The dwarves are startled and
You're a magus.
At the Curiosum, magic is my area of responsibility. There is a tube under his arm with a flint.
Masterly work, Fergus!
The Magister Technicus shows his appreciation with a nod of his head.
If they all have tricks like this up their sleeves...
How are you doing for provision?
We are happy to share what we have.
Food is sure to be a problem on our journey. Winter's only just beginning to leave Wayan, and people will be...
We have to be frugal and organize as much food as we can. It wouldn't...
I must congratulate you on your skills.
Aha, thank you, but I assure you it has nothing to do with magic. Just...
Don't mention them. There's no...
You've met...
She ran away to the outer land.
Adakai had her reasons to leave us. She had already fought against Nodon and was unsuccessful. Furthermore...
Andokai, the bringer of hope. I like that. I'll have to...
Do you know anything about the firstlings? If I recall the map correctly, we need to cross the first large...
No one has seen the firstlings for hundreds of cycles, but there are many stories about them. Their craftsmanship is much
Our mission is to forge the legendary axe Keenfire and destroy the traitor Nodon.
How could we not partake in...
If we survive. I was hoping to only resurface once we reach the Red Range. Instead, we have a long journey.
There may be another way apart from the old trading route. A few years ago, an old man from the north told me of a place called...
Legends and stories. There's too much...
The all too familiar stench of tallow
Yes?
On my way! Or not! Understood. It's done.
Kill! And again!
On my way!
Kill!
Disgusting.
Vile creature! And again!
Of course!
Hammer! He hardly put up a fight!
Oh, bad luck for you! Huh? With pleasure. As good as done!
Vile
Oh, what bad luck for you!
And again!
Yes, yes! Of course!
Kill! And again!
Huh? What is it?
Vile creature!
Oh, take it first, Nutty. Yeah! Who's next? What is it?
He hardly put up a fight!
Yes? What is it? A bit too on my way. Was I? Come here, you. Huh? And what now? What is it? What is it? Ow! Another one bites the dust.
Understood.
Yes.
And again! Yes?
End it. Yeah!
Pavrakas! Vile creature! And again!
Don't take it
Kill.
personally. What is it?
And again!
As good as done. Yes? End it forever.
Understood.
Huh? Say goodbye forever. Too easy.
He hardly put up a fight!
And guess? Oh, what bad luck for you. As good as done. I didn't hit you very hard. Huzzah! Huh? On my way.
Huh?
What is it?
Vile creature!
Let's go.
Huh? Understood. Kill!
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah. What is it? Yes.
He hardly put up a fight!
What the hell were those things?
Goimgar carefully pokes one of the dead little creatures with his sword, as if he fears it'll...
Have you never defended your past, Simmerbeard? Those are Bognalim. Small, ugly, stinking, cowardly. Sound like anyone you know?
They are like little orcs. They are even more primitive and make up for their physical weakness through their sheer number.
While the others talk about Bognalim, you examine a decorated ox skull that the orcs had with them. It wasn't made by... You spend the night protected from the wind in a ruin, and are sitting around a campfire as the topic of your new companion's performance on the stage comes.
I also noticed your weapons, Nomura.
Their names are Crescent and Sunbeam. I designed them myself.
She looks like a pointy ear, too. Nature hasn't been kind to her.
For this absent-minded remark, Boyne...
Perhaps I really am an elf, and will bring you a nightmare in your sleep tonight. Don't be surprised if you wake up screaming.
For a moment,
By the gods, is...
you are walking past an inconspicuous copse as Nomura suddenly stops.
A trap.
Die, scum!
What are you doing? Why are you attacking us? We're dwarves too. We're on the same side.
I see honest dwarfs here, but they are
Oh, really?
you.
What?
Brother. Boindle.
It's no use.
Favrakas! Yeah?
Hear yourself!
Well,
Friends, I could do with some help!
Yeah, why not? Huh? Attack!
Yeah? Already done it.
yes?
I need some help.
Ready soon?
Yeah?
Taste my hammer!
Go and go do this. Go and
Sweetheart!
do that.
Or anyone prepare yourself with some help!
Many enemies. Quick enough.
On my way.
Even I am not that quick.
I don't want to die.
No sooner does the unknown dwarf fall unconscious to the floor than her control over your comrades disappears.
That was,
It was as if in a dream, but at the same time, it wasn't. I heard...
Boindil goes over to the shackled dwarf and kicks her gently with his boot.
this is never a child of the smith, even if she looks like...
You kneel in front of the dwarf and press your axe against her throat. The captive nods, and you pull the gag out of her mouth.
Your powers, I've...
Neither have I. I haven't had them for long. When I try to remember,
Did the Alpha give you these powers?
when I try to remember, it hurts. Like needles sticking.
You said something about scum when you attacked us. As Nomura...
Not her, but
She is a human. She only...
in the theatre.
For the first time, Geralda looks at Nomura without a hateful expression.
Where have you come from? And
I was on my way to the Free Folk. They are said to live in the middle of Girdlegard.
the free folk? You mean...
Yes, dwarfs who have left their kingdoms, voluntarily or otherwise. Not everyone has a place in their kingdom.
You instinctively think of your own plight. You are not a secondling, and won't be well...
Don't believe this nonsense, scholar. The free folk are just a fairy tale that people tell themselves when they don't want to stick to the traditions. Enough talk! She is dangerous, probably crazy.
It's what you call amnesia, memory loss, a tool often used in stage productions.
She's too dangerous just to let go, so... well, we'll take her with us. Remove the fetters.
You nip any objection in the bud. The female dwarf seems just as surprised by your decision as your companions.
I
You realise that your decision doesn't please everyone. Boindil and Namora seem particularly up. When you enter the pretty little village with its richly ornate houses and its temple to Palandil at its centre, you can see an angry mob. You push your way through. A man dressed in richly decorated vestments looks you up and down.
Palandil be with you, dwarf. It is none of your business.
That's a lie. We asked for help and these people...
What evidence?
We found the granary broken into. Almost a third of our grain and a significant amount of supplies have gone. And all...
That is indeed...
Really? We have a look around, steal some grain and supplies and...
Tell us what happened.
The villagers grumble, but the priest...
My name is Tavia. I was forced to flee Tabayin with my family when the perished land began to spread. No one accepted us in the north. There are too many refugees and everyone is scared. Queen Wei has offered land, but what should we grow if no one will sell us grain? We offered a fair price, but Father Malin...
The priest glances briefly at the angry villagers. Then he replies in a firm voice.
The accusations are serious, so let's get to the bottom.
We have no doubt that she did it.
The priest looks at the villagers standing around him. The dissatisfied murmuring grows, which the priest debates with mollifying gestures. The woman is taken into a squat building made of rough... The priest is lost in thoughts. You nod. You enter the village's large storehouse. The ground floor of the two-storey building. Several villagers are carrying out stock-taking. They're being supervised by a weed... There are sacks piled up on top of one another on the first floor. They are most likely filled. You look around for...
I wouldn't recommend that.
The Magister Technicus.
One spark could ignite the flower dust. We sometimes use the effect when we want to create...
I think we could do without huge balls of...
You walk towards the only area in the storeroom where you can see the floorboards.
Tungdil.
The Magister Technicus carefully observes the roof beams above the empty corner. You can't make out what it is, so you copy him and feel damp.
What are you doing here?
The man with the wax tablet is standing on the stairs.
The rain has gotten here, the roof and the...
Those savages! It wasn't enough that they...
The wood didn't start to rot yesterday.
The steward's face turns bright red.
Assuming the roof here has been leaky for a long time, what would have happened?
The man wets his lips. His gaze darts around the room. The steward angrily blocks off all further attempts at talking to him, and even when you threaten him with Father Malin, it doesn't have the desired effect. The father... You enter the garden.
Where have you taken...
I don't know anything about grain or supply.
Why did you...
I wanted to negotiate with Father Malin for the grain. What else could I do?
We won't let anyone do anything to...
The woman looks you in the face, then her head sinks, and when she looks back up, she has...
Tungdil.
You feel sympathy towards the woman. You raise your hand to...
We asked for grain and were full of hope when we saw the well-filled granary.
A slow, ironic clap sounds from behind you. Confused, you turn around to face...
None of what she said corresponds with the truth, Tungdil. She is lying and trying to deceive us. Not completely.
And what if I am? I would do it all again. The people...
Spit it out.
I'd rather die than tell you that.
The woman looks at you determined.
Why did you come back?
We didn't steal them. We paid for them. A reason...
You had help.
He promised us 3 dozen sacks of grain. When we opened the sacks in our hideout, we realised that most of the grain was rotten. He thought he'd get away with it.
The woman looks around.
Morris the steward offered you the grain.
What does that matter? I've no proof it was him. And even if I did, if I admit... I beg you, let me go. We bought the grain and the supplies. Perhaps he wasn't allowed to sell it to us. But we...
You've stolen, no matter how you put it.
Clemency for me and a...
How can I trust you?
Who wouldn't do everything to offer their children a future?
Disenchanted by... The priest is lost in thoughts.
I was wondering.
Ah, a keen eye. The temple is indeed much too big for such a small village. It was built on the foundation. Good people live here. Honest and pious children of...
Supposing Tavia really did steal the grain and supplies, but only...
Palandiel teaches generosity, but that too must have its boundaries.
So, if you had sold the grain, the people of Seat...
Maybe not. Not yet. But if we always give everything...
No one is saying always, and no one is saying everything.
The priest...
The roof of the granary is leaky. We saw...
Again? Morris only had...
Did he? If he didn't, some of the grain...
Out of the question. Morris would have reported that. He checks the grain once a month, and there were no complaints.
The priest has absolutely no doubt in what he... You nod goodbye. The priest... You nod... You enter seat. You nod. The group isn't overly friendly towards Geralda, and this evening she's sitting once again apart from the others. You ask. Geralda opens the lid and takes a big swig. As she puts down the bottle, a smile flits across her face.
Is that?
No, it's... I don't know either. If I don't...
And when the phial's empty?
I don't know. I don't know where I got the drink from, let alone what it is.
Geralda plays with the phial, lost in her thoughts. When you enter the strongly fortified mountain village, you see a large group of miners standing around a shaft in heated discussion.
I really saw them, I swear!
A young man in mining clothes.
Even if you did, smashing the lift hoist, it would have been better to have not sent the cage down again until we cleared this thing up.
Is there a problem?
The older man, perhaps a foreman, is so...
Mika here says that he saw orcs in the mine, and he smashed the lift hoist to bits. The cage...
Can we help you?
Help? Well, we'll have to repair the hoist, and we need a new cage.
The foreman turns to a man next to him for answer.
It will take at least 2 weeks, but we don't need any help.
I'll need 1 day. 2 at the most if there are problems.
The foreman looks aghast at the tech...
1 day?
Fergus is the most talented Magister Technicus in Girdlegard.
Well, as long as he doesn't get in my way...
Good, we'll help you.
Ooh, that's generous.
The foreman looks at you distrust. Fergus immediately gets to work, examining the hoist. After a few moments, he sends Mika off with a list of tools and spare parts. After half a day, the cage is operational again, but Fergus is still busy with the hoist. You just hear him muttering.
So far, there is no automatic brake in case...
Fergus decides to fit the automatic brake, but it takes more time than expected. In the end, it takes 2 days until the lift is operational again. A huge grin spreads across the foreman's face. You have just saved him a lot of time and effort.
We can't let you leave empty-handed. Here, at least take some provisions for your...
You travel down into the mine in the repaired lift. After 1,000 paces, you stopped counting. And only after several hours do you reach an exit. There's a step. If you attacked from here, you'd have the...
I could go and take a look and perhaps improve our chances for an attack.
You remember how the actor had transformed himself.
I'll come with you. If I stay in the shadow,
I'll come too.
Nomura wants to object, but you are quicker.
Thank you, Geralda. Listen, try to sabotage their defences, and if you can safely take out a couple of...
Namora and Rodario rejoin you without any particular urgency.